what's the word? Camera. Oh, there's a stray cat outside trying to climb up. I can't seem to invert the camera, but I did try to set this up so that you could at least see some pictures. I do have a PDF down below so that you can see what it is that we would normally talk about, which is normally what my poor channel members get. I know, such value for membership money, but there you go. I have a whole bunch of devices in front of me. I have the phone where I'm attempting to stream this from. I've a laptop here with the actual like PowerPoint with stuff on it. And then I have a very, very old clunky laptop that is holding on for dear fucking life where I can look at your comments. Oh, Daniela, I had plans to wake up this morning and I was like, I'm going to do makeup. I did not. Martis, how are you? I did not do makeup because, as you could tell from my comment yesterday about me going live and doing releases and rants live, I am exhausted. I've been very bold and I've overextended myself, looking regal. Why, thank you, darling. Thank you. I'm a disgusting mess, but there you go. Hello, Darcy, my love. Hello, and Wilma, and all lads. We have loads to talk about. If you want, you can check out the PDF down below in the description box. It is there for your perusal. But unfortunately, I can't seem to mirror the image. But just to let you guys know, massive thank you to everyone who has tagged me in stuff. I hugely appreciate it. Massive thank you to Makeup on Your Radar and to Point Clicks Vibes. They are always exceptional when sending me on information. I super appreciate it. I hope you appreciate that I have a purple bra here as well. It's very fun. Do I match? No. Also, this is Tesco's finest. So there you go. Let's get into it because we have a lot to talk about. The first one, I don't think you'll be that surprised. It's the P. Louise Michaela. We were talking about that during the week. So there was a whole collection. There was the To Have It a Whole palette for $46.95. This is all, by the way, in euros. There's the Blended Memories 10-piece brush set for €70.95. The cheek of it blushes, which, can I be honest, those are the two that I was like looking at and getting a little bit feral about. They came in Pretty Pansy and Very Violet, €17.95 each though. Right, so if I wanted the two, it's €35.90. So I was very good. I agree, Daniela, the brush set is overpriced. You're paying for the packaging on that one. And normally, like, their brush sets are pretty decent value, but on this instance, not for me. James, hello, darling. There was the Dream Droplets liquid highlighter in two shades. So there was Eternal Ice and Forever Frozen, €16.95 each. Then there was the Skin Bling highlighter, which, can I be honest, I was kind of surprised they did that. Now, let me explain for why. They did the Skin Bling highlighter, at least elements of this last year for the Advent calendar, and quite a few of them arrived broken, and they sold them after that, you know, because they were such a hit with the Advent calendar. But I know when I was talking to people on customer service, because every single time that I was trying to get something, it arrived smashed, and they were like, yeah, we're not selling it overseas because it seems to arrive smashed. So I was like, maybe they've reformulated it, or maybe they figured out their packaging a little bit better. I hope that's the case. Then there was two sets of eyelashes. So there was the Walking in a Wispy Wonderland Lash Set Volume 1 and Volume 2, and they were €17.95. Now here's the thing, each of those are really, really expensive. Mine hasn't even shipped yet, Wilma. So I've actually told them, just give me a refund. I don't fucking want my Advent calendar anymore. Because I'm like, it's too long. The full collection is €117.95. So I find that very, very funny that all of this, I mean, we're looking at a brush set that's €70.95, a palette that's €46.95. The two of them together is, quick math, €116. So that's like the same price as the full collection. I mean, I get it, you're gonna like up prices, etc. for singular items, but my goodness, like even if I wanted, like I said, those two blushes by themselves, they were €35.90. and you could get the full collection. So obviously the best value, if you loved everything, was to get the full collection. Now it took a while for the full collection to actually sell out. I was kind of surprised about that, but they also had the Don't Mind If I Do bundle, which was the brushes and the palette, and they had the Dazzling Duo bundle highlighter. But I mean, you can see it there. They did an awful lot of like marketing and advertising around it. I mean, I think the palette itself looks quite pretty, but again, I'm going to say exactly what I said initially, which was I don't think this was the smartest idea when they just did their Black Friday and they just did the I don't want the advent calendar anymore. I don't. And I've emailed them kind of being like, it hasn't even shipped out. And they're like, no, it has. And I'm like, no, because I've gotten no confirmation of it. And they're like, it's going from everywhere else, so you can just refuse to get it. And I'm like, that's not how it works here, because I have to pay for customs. So and they haven't given me a tracking number, so I'm like, I need to have a tracking number to tell them that I don't plan on buying. Anyways, it's really silly and I don't like it. And their customer service is, for technical terms, a trash. But anyways, this is the full collection. As I said, best value is that. But I will say, I thought it was really surprising that it did not sell out immediately. We were going on to day 2 and 3 and the full collection was still available, and a lot of aspects of it, the singular items, are still available. I'm going to say a massive thank you to Amelia Hartley, because she was at the launch of the Michaela Naguera P. Louise, and she so kindly sent me on these along with some videos, because I mean we've talked about it before, you know, brands kind of doing not so great in terms of showing us decent pictures, and I think this was a really good indication of what these look like. She got some swatches as well. Mwah. Thank you, Amelia, you absolute sweetheart. You'll see her name is down in the PDF as a thank you. I hugely appreciate it, and I do think that this looks a lot nicer in this light. Like, you can see some of the nice peachy tones of the neutrals, which goes well with the blues. But I've said it before and I'll say it again, I think it was badly timed. They just did their Black Friday. They did a huge launch for that. They've come out with a blue palette as part of their November budget box. I mean, I get it, you know, they're trying to maximize profits, but it just seems a bit more or a bit much. Again, these are more pictures that were very kindly given to me by Amelia Hartley, so I hugely appreciate it. Also enjoy our new telly that we just got. It's so beautiful. Black Friday sales, la 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 la. But I do think it gives you a decent idea of what it looked like. And I will say, if I saw this like laid out, I'd be like, okay, this looks quite nice. You know, they're quite good at like their marketing, etc. So let's talk about this palette first. I don't feel it has the same issues as, like, say, the blue budget box palette, which was, in my mind, and I haven't even gotten it yet, poorly edited. There was a lot of duping shades. I don't think there's as many duping shades here, but I do think there's a couple of shades there that, you know, when you see them on, they're probably going to be quite similar. I quite like that random little row of kind of purple here. I think that's quite pretty. Do I think this is necessarily rocking the world? No, not really. It's blues and neutrals. I mean, Urban Decay has been doing that for years. I'm just keeping an eye on the comments. That's the thing with P. Louise. They absolutely dupe themselves. Yeah, they do. They do. I mean, Tina, my love, all the way from Australia, thank you very much for joining. I hugely appreciate it. This is the brush set, which, as Daniela rightly said, overpriced. Overpriced. Guys, listen to me. Quick FYI, if you have any money left over from your Black Friday sales, and this is not an affiliate, I'm not affiliated with My Kitco, I don't know anything about them, but they are doing a bonkers sale at the moment. It's like up to 60% off, and their brushes are like for MUAs, and I purchased quite a few of them because I'm going through my brush era. And if you want to get a really good foundation brush, which was recommended to me by the fabulous Daniela, it's the My Flexi Face one. So it's My Kitco, MYKITCO. So they're very usually expensive makeup brushes, but they're down by like 50 and 60%. So I got, I'd say, maybe €400 worth of brushes for like €180. and they are top tier. They, like, since I got mine, I've become a little bit obsessed. So when I compare that, the My Kitco, to this, very generic shapes, nothing that I'm kind of looking at here, kind of going, oh yeah, I definitely use these brushes. Like, if I'm looking at them, there's nothing here that's like new or interesting. Now, I'm really specific about the sort of brushes that I like. I like little blendy brushes. I like really specific brushes for the face, and these are not it for me. So for me, €71, that makes little to no sense. Like I said, look at these. Like, maybe here there's a little bit of like an angle for like your contoury. Yes, I agree. So Wave of My Kitco and Cosmic brushes are really fantastic. I got some more Cosmic brushes. But we can see here, that's maybe the slight one that I'd like, the angled brush here. But other than that, I mean, these are all really generic shapes. Would I spend €71 for these brushes? I mean, I didn't. Can somebody please give me a medal? This is the bit that I actually think is quite interesting. These are interesting shades, particularly that lilac shade. Now, they're €17.95 each. They don't seem to be part of the 3 for 2 bundle, so keep that in mind. It bugs me that this is €35.90, but I could get the full collection for €118. I don't want the rest of the collection, but I'm just like sitting there kind of going, huh. Love this shade. I think that's really unique. I quite like the undertones of this pink as well. I think it's quite different as well. So I think it's, yeah, Daniela did. I very much appreciate it. Fanny was looking for budget friendly but excellent quality peaches and cream. Yes, Sue H, you are not wrong. You are not wrong. Daniela constantly talks to me about them, and I do need to get some. Well, I don't need to, but there you go. Now, this is the highlighter. It's the Skin Bling. If Tia was here with me right now, she'd probably saying that she has a little bit of thing for it. Why? It's a blue highlighter, right? That is going to be fabulous on paler skin. Like, it's going to make you look a little bit translucent. Yeah, Wilma, it's going to depend very much on the person. Like I said, like, it'd be perfect for Tia. She has those sort of like undertones where the blue makes it look like she's fabulous glass skin. Other people, not so much. I quite like a blue highlighter. It's not my absolute favorite. I much prefer like a pinky toned highlighter, or maybe something that has like a little bit of like a yellow or a gold in it. I just find it kind of makes me pop a little bit more, but it's all like personal preference. But this was retailing for €21, so again, quite expensive. And considering they haven't really sorted out, in my opinion, the whole thing around things arriving smashed, a smudging of an issue there. Now, they also came out with their liquid highlighters. Again, they were quite expensive, €16.95 each. That's right, I'm doing all of this from memory. But you could get a bundle with them. So one was a very generic shade. So this is the much more interesting one. I believe this is the Eternal Ice, maybe. So there's more of like a green hue to that. I think that is genuinely quite interesting. Like, I'm looking at that kind of going, oh, well then, but am I going to spend that amount on it? No, and let me tell you for why. This is really similar to their body oil. Is it going to be the same formulation? No, however, the same sort of effect is what you're getting, like the same sort of colour, and you could build it up in a particular way to look that way. So I feel like, again, as was what was said earlier, P. Louise are doing what they do best, duping themselves. You know, the other highlighter that they have is not quite as interesting. It's a little bit more kind of expected. It's that pinky purpley tone. We've all had it at this point. I mean, I feel like every brand has done some aspect of this already. Hell, I think even Primark, aka Pennies, have done something like this at this point. Like, it's very done at this point. So we have then the lashes. This is the volume 1, I believe. So it's the much more dramatic ones. You know what I'm going to say here. I can't wear these, not because I don't like them, but because of the glasses and the Titanic situation. It just ain't going to work. Oh, of course I'm a tea-ho. Of course. Do you like my mug? It's so cute. And on the inside it says, see the good in all things. It's so fucking cute. I got it in Tesco for €5. Never let me near the mug section. I have such a thing about mugs, and they have to be the correct shape. Anyways, look, it's a tism thing. We love mugs. We love mugs. It's a whole thing. Do I think that these are worth €18? No, absolutely not. Go on to Amazon, go on to Shein, go on to Sheglam, Temu, whatever you want to go on to. Go down to Bargain Basement, whatever it is that you're doing. I do not think that this is necessarily worth it. I've got some lashes from P. Louise before, from like advent calendars. Hello, Shahina, my love. Mwah, how are you getting on? Do I think that this is worth €18? No. No, that's €6 a lash. That's like eye lure levels. So for me, definitely not. The next one that they have is slightly more me, but when I'm looking at this one in particular, I think you can even see it on the screen here. It does look like they've just stacked lashes at the very end. It looks very like choppy, you know? Like it's how do I say it nicely? It looks kind of amateur. It does look like it doesn't blend in. It's just like, it's like what I do when I chop off the outside of my lash because of my eyes, and I just glue the end of the lash onto the end that I've chopped off onto the end just to open up the eyes a bit more. But it looks like that, except more awkward looking. But these are much more, I think, appropriate for maybe glasses wearers or people who are looking for a more natural look. Again, what am I going to say? Do not buy this. €18, too expensive. Go over to Amazon, get yourself a half lash. Actually, Artitude have some fabulous half lashes as well, and yeah, they're an indie brand, so they're a little bit more expensive. They're about like €6 a lash in general, but they do have a sale on at the moment. So you get much, much nicer ones. Some of my favourite are things like Teasing is a really, really nice one. That's a full lash. It's not a half lash, but I've got some of their half lashes at the moment. So I don't know if my code will work at the moment for them, but who cares if it does or not? But yeah, you've much better alternatives, I think, than what that is. In general, the collection is fine. It's fine. Like, there's aspects of it that I think are definitely better than others. What I find the most interesting about this collection, hello Sarah, my love, mwah, is that this did not sell out as quickly as people thought it was going to. I have heard a lot of people in the last even day or two kind of going, I decided I'd get it in the end. That's never, when has that ever happened with an influencer collab that a couple of days after it was launched, people were kind of going, oh, I'll get it now, I guess. So I don't know what the story is. Maybe it's that there's several possibilities. Maybe it's that Michaela is not as popular as she once was. Maybe it's that P. Louise overestimated the amount that people would buy and just had like a huge stock. Maybe it's that people were just kind of overwhelmed from all of the many releases that they've done recently. Maybe it's the timing that it's Black Friday and people were kind of going, there's other things that I've had on my list for a lot longer, so they were kind of going with that. Or maybe, just maybe, people don't have the money for big collab collections anymore. So there's a lot of different possibilities. But whatever the possibility is, you order the palette and they cancel the order. Oh, for fuck's sake, are you serious? Shahina, that's terrible. Comment section on Trend Mood, they would never get it because of the influence. Yeah, she's very polarizing. There's nobody that tends to sit in the middle with Michaela. They either love her or they hate her. Now, I'm weirdly in the middle. I get why people love her. I also get why people hate her. I'm very much like a humanist, both in psychology and in general. I'm like, okay, everyone's a human being. I'm not gonna like trash on them or whatever. Like, this is her achievement, this is her thing, she's made her life choices, I'll make my life choices, I'll keep in my lane, she'll keep in her lane. To each their own is essentially what I'm saying. But I get why people mightn't like her, but I also get why people do like her. I think she's very charismatic. She does have a lot of talent. She's an incredible salesperson. You can't watch a video of hers and kind of go, oh, I wonder what that's all about. Wondering if the products of these lashes were involved in mascara. They could have. Oh, they could have been, Christina. They absolutely could have been. I think you're right as well, Wilma. I think the amount of collabs that we've seen over the last couple of years, and particularly if there's somebody who's just doing a collab after a collab after a collab after a collab, it just gets a bit much. I agree. And when I put it to you guys, 12% of you loved the eyeshadow palette, 22% said that it was too repetitive. When I showed you the blush, 25% of you loved it, and 34% said that it was too pricey, which I agree with. I'm not spending €17.95 for it. When I showed you the brush set, 12% of you loved it and 27% said that it was too expensive, which I agree with. The blush again did well, 31% love it, 12% said they wish they bundled the blushes, which I agree with. Why do they not bundle the blushes? Right, if they had bundled the blushes, put the two of them together for €25, boom, I'd have been in. Because weirdly, guys, I didn't get any of it. Why is nobody holding a party for me? Which, by the way, I haven't been very good. I have bought a lot of shit that I didn't need, but there you go. Let's not talk about that. The liquid highlighter did okay. 21% of you loved it. The skin bling highlighter, again, 27% of you loved it. And then when I showed you the lashes, 6% of you loved it. Oh, that did not do well. And 18% of you loved it. But let's move on to another influencer. But this is like an influencer collab. Well, not a collab. It's an influencer brand. It's Nimya by Nikki Tutorials. Now, what I appreciate about Nimya is it doesn't seem to be a brand that is constantly coming out with things. If anything, the consumers are kind of going, more stuff, Nikki, more. And she's kind of keeping it down. Now, she's come out with 3 Cheeky Flush cream blushes. They're €13.99. By the way, it includes a sponge. There's the shades Hey Carl, Pink Ranger, Picture Perfect Peach, or you can get the bundle for €33. So apparently there's pomegranate oil, so keep that in mind. And then there's a whole list of different things. They are vegan and cruelty free, and you get 5 mls. Again, guys, check out the PDF. All the info is in there. You'll get an idea of what my poor little YouTube members get. I put this together for them every single week. Whatever happened to Nikki Tutorials? Do you know what? She's actually very active over on TikTok these days. Very, very active over on TikTok. So these are the blushes. Doesn't she look gorgeous? I love the way that she's kind of swatched them on her face. Has she stolen those ideas from me? I'm joking. I haven't swatched things on my face in ages. It's not... I don't want to be covered in glitter in that way anymore. But we get some really nice shades. I think that she's picked 3 really smart ones to start off with. And I think she's going to gauge what people are thinking of that. Now, of course, she did her own like video over on Instagram and over on TikTok showing them. And she was doing her standard like, oh my God, oh my God. Yeah, she's not really on YouTube at all now. She's very much gone over to TikTok, which, you know, fair enough. Like she's going with what the trends are. But here are the shades. Up here we have Picture Perfect Peach, we have Pink Ranger, and then we have Hey Carl, which is a coral shade. And I really hope, because I'm a big Walking Dead fan. And I love how Rick can't say Carl properly. It's like Coral. So I like to think that this is her like nod towards that. She's back on YouTube about once a month. She has a poll on her Instagram, a broadcast channel to pick a look. Oh, okay, fair enough. There you go. Yeah, I like the look of the coverage as well. And I think these are really smart colours because they're distinct enough from each other. But here's what I'm thinking. I think some of these shades would, because of the cream formula, excuse me, because of the cream formula, I think, you know, you could take a little bit out, mix it, and make some really interesting shades out of those. Maybe that's just me. Maybe that's me and the bad makeup science, but I think she's been quite smart about this. They look absolutely stunning. Look at the level of pigment on there. Definitely interesting to me. Now, what I'm going to say is Nimya is stocked at Beauty Bay. It's not there at the moment. These products are not on Beauty Bay yet, but they're also stocked via Space NK. Again, not on there yet. There is a Space NK in Dublin, which Daniela and I found when she was there. And the Cheeky Flush and new lashes are sold out. Ah, there you go. Well, that's interesting, isn't it? Is it on Space NK now? Well, by the way, lads, this is where I'm going to be gross. I have an affiliate link down below. There you go. It's anything that has an asterisk next to it, because Mama needs a new pair of everything. You don't want to know what I've done. Anyway, that's not important. That's not important. But yes, I if I see these in Space NK with my own eyeballs and I get to like smash my gross fingers into them, like, look at how chunky these fingers are. But I did my nails. So, you know, give me credit for something, lads. But if I get to see these in store myself, I would be very interested to see what they look like. And honestly, I thought I'd be over my blush phase by now, but apparently I am not. I'm still really into it. And a lot of you guys are as well. 34% of you loved it, and 23% said that you can't wait for more shades, which I agree with. Thank you, Kelsey. I've been doing my own nails, and actually Daniela's been doing it as well, and she's been blowing it out of the water. Yeah, I thought it wasn't on the site yet because I checked it just last night. This next one, okay, I had so many people talking to me about Shroud Cosmetics and kind of going, I wonder what they're coming out with for Halloween. And Halloween came and went and nothing kind of happened. And I'm wondering if this is a very, very late release. This is their Dark Academia palette. It's $42. It's apparently inspired by old libraries, candlelit study rooms, and ivy-covered academic buildings. It's apparently vegan and cruelty-free. They said that the palette contains 6 of their signature velvet mattes, so 6 mattes, and then 3 sparkly multi-chrome shimmers. Now, in my mind, $42 is very expensive for 6 mattes and 3 multi-chromes. Maybe that's just me. Maybe I've kind of been in the biz too long, but it's definitely different for Shroud Cosmetics. It's definitely kind of fitting into something that they haven't done before. I think they're smart at having the multi-chromes kind of go in that diagonal way so that it's like catching your eye in that way, so that you're more likely to see those and kind of forget about the mattes. But it's still actually available. They didn't sell out. So I think maybe this is me being a bit mean, but I feel like I feel like Shroud Cosmetics peaked with their Batty Bean collab, and they just haven't really kind of regained things since. This is fine. It's fine. Like, I don't think there's much else I can say about it. There's definitely individual shades that I'm looking at it kind of going, okay, that's quite nice. Like, Antiquity is nice. Postscript is nice. However, I have shades like that. Daria, very good question. Do they have swatches? No, they do not. And I went all through their website trying to find them, could not find them. Which to me, I find suspect. And this is part of why I do swatching Sundays, is if you're like me, you will buy or not buy a palette based upon swatches. Swatches are the thing that kind of will make you go from, I don't really like the palette, to, oh, sweet merciful Jesus. So the fact that they don't have swatches does not fill me with confidence. That's very, very strange to me. Yeah, totally fair, Wilma. Yeah. I liked the palette myself, but that's because I liked the kind of colour story, but I don't know much about Batty Bean. How are we supposed to appreciate multi-chromes with swatches? Hells yes, Daria. Hells yes. And it should be done in lots of different lighting. You should have a video of showing somebody, like, showing the dimensions of it. But having a flat lay like this, how are we meant to know anything about it? We can't. Like, end of. It's not a well thought out way of doing things. What did Darcy say that we're agreeing with? Yeah, no swatches. Yeah, I don't understand why there's no swatches. Genuinely find it baffling. And I've checked their website, I've checked their Instagram, I checked all over, and there's nothing. So all I can derive from this is by looking at the actual... I agree, Sarah. I think it's way too expensive for what it is. And Darcy, I'm the same. I fall over swatches. Like, when I was looking at the Danessa palette, the recent one, which by the way is on sale at the moment on Sephora. Oh God, this is the enabler in me. Ooh. But that's on sale at the moment. If you are UK based, I know it's down to like £104 or something. I looked at the flat lay of that and I was like, yeah, whatever. And then I saw the swatches and I was like, oh God, damn you, I'm going to end up buying this. And the thing is, maybe this is a palette that would do that. Maybe this is a palette that could do that if they had swatches of it. But they haven't. And I think this is like a really, really bad point on them for their marketing. It doesn't take that long to do swatches. It really doesn't. Like, I mean, I do them, and I don't even do them that well. I'm just like a weird makeup loving enthusiast who will sit down and swatch things on my arm with stencils. You can get stencils really inexpensively. I get them via Etsy. There's a fantastic store through that, and they sent on all of those. Why not do that? Why not? Like, this is your release that you've, by the way, worked hard on. So I don't get it. They are not doing themselves any favors, and I think a lot of guys were saying the same thing. 29% loved it, but the same amount said that you needed to see some swatches. Don't get it. Don't get it. Why do you have something on sale and not have swatches? Then, oh, how do I say this nicely? Biggest letdown. I find Unearthly Cosmetics generally quite interesting, but I had a weird incident with them like a year ago where they had blocked me, so I couldn't like go onto their Instagram, and then they said it was because somebody else had my name and that there was a dupe account or something, which I was like, that does not make sense as to why you have blocked me. Anyways, that's a totally different thing. It's just weirded me out since then. This is their Dreamer collection, and it's a pre-order. So if you want to get this for somebody for Christmas, soz, they're not going to get it for Christmas. They'll get it maybe sometime after. I love how at the very end they're like, available now for pre-order. Estimated shipping date is mid-December. Mid-December. So good luck, you might get it in January. So the eyeshadow palette is selling for itself for $60 or you can get the collection box for $130. Now the collection box includes a highlighter, the palette itself, and 4 matte lipsticks. Now what annoys me is that the palette is sold separately. However, the rest, the highlighter palette and the lipsticks, are not sold separately. And I think that's a really silly move because don't hate me, I'm not into the palette. I think it's very boring. I think it's been done. It's very flat. You know, it's giving me 2018 and not in a fun way. Not in a, oh, remember life before the pandemic. No, it's just boring. There's nothing really interesting about this. The highlighter palette, it's okay, but my main issue around a highlighter palette is it's only going to suit certain people. And we need to see whether or not it's giving a cast. So you know when they're giving the swatches on the arm of a highlighter, that isn't actually widely helpful because I can't tell if it's going to blend in. That's what I want to know. I want to know the opacity. And then these shades of lipsticks are actually very, very pretty. And I agree, Janet. I think the shades of the lipsticks look really, really nice. And if they had those by themselves, I'd have probably gotten that. But $130 for stuff that I don't 100% love. Like, I mean, look at the eyeshadow palette. Like, it's fine. It's fine. Emphasis on fine, which makes me think of my primary school teacher that anytime we would write an essay, she's like, the worst thing you can say is that something is fine because it's such a rubbish adjective. And now I'm thinking about it and I'm like, yeah, you're not wrong. Like, we've seen this. Lethal Cosmetics have done this. Pastel Roses have loads of shades like this. This has all been done a million times before. And a brand with many expensive releases shouldn't be running pre-orders. Hell yes, Kelsey. I'm wondering, conspiracy time. You know how they had their Halloween thing last year and it was a load of stuff around IP that they clearly did not pay for or get the rights for because then they re-released the palettes without the artwork. I'm wondering if maybe they've had to pay some legal bills. Just wondering. They used to be so unique. I agree, Wilma. Tina, I have 1 or 2 things from the brand back when they were Alien Cosmetics and I liked them. But there's something about the way that they kind of run themselves. Maybe it was just because they blocked me. It just kind of gives me a little bit of a... Like, I get why indie brands will do pre-orders. It makes sense to me, particularly if you're a smaller brand or you've just started off. But Unearthly is one of the bigger ones. They've been known for quite some time. So I don't get why they're doing that. Genuinely don't. And a weird time of the year to do a pre-order as well. Why not wait until January? Very, very strange. Yes, buttons. It's very ABH, isn't it? Very ABH. But I think ABH does better formulas. There, I said it. I just don't think the eyeshadow palette is interesting. We've seen it before. If you like these tones, I guarantee if you go through your stash, you have these already, so put it down. The highlighter, I mean, again, you can see once you look on the deeper skin tones, what is that going to look like? Grand, you've swatched it on the wrist, but I need to see what it's going to look like on the cheekbones, because at the moment, it's making it look like it's potentially, possibly ashy, but like maybe it'll blend out and be beautiful, but I can't tell based on this. In general, I don't like highlighter palettes because they tend to be very non-inclusive. They tend to very much look towards this particular population, which yes, does include me. These are gonna look gorgeous on me, but I am not stupid and realise there's people of other skin tones. And I just think from just a business point of view, it seems like a really weird move. Like, why do that? Why do that? If you're going to do a trio of highlighters, then have one for light, for medium, and for deep. And if you want bonus points, very deep. Because there's not a lot of highlighters that do that. So like, why not? Like, it's very, very strange to me. The lipsticks, I think, are fabulous. Really love the tones of these. Think they're very, very interesting. But again, I mean, they're not selling those separately. I'm not paying €130 or $130 for a palette and a highlighter that I probably wouldn't get any use out of just for those lipsticks. So very, very weird for me. Very, very strange. When I put it to you guys, 30% of you loved the collection, 38% of you said sick of pre-orders. Which I agree. I agree with. And also, I've really bad object permanence, so I forget that I've ordered something and then it arrives and then I'm like, oh, except for the P. Louise advent calendar. I remember that I ordered that because that was €250 and it is the end of November and I haven't seen it. And I've sent them emails over the last 2 weeks kind of going, I want my money back. And they're like, no, it's been shipped. And I'm like, well, why have I not gotten a thing? Sorry, that is not the point. But I'm very angry with P. Louise. I did actually cancel my budget box with them as well. I'm trying to be better with money. I say that being the idiot who bought quite a few things in the Black Friday sale, so don't listen to me. This is the Give Me Glow's Mystical Garden, and it is available now. It's $39, and they've really changed up their whole thing. I kind of appreciate it. So this is what it looks like. We have our swatches. Appreciate that they have it on a deeper skin tone. I think this is very pretty. $39, really, really good. I love the outside of the packaging. I think it's really, really nice. I think the mix of the mattes to the shimmers is pretty darn good as well. I like that we have like little separate quads so that you can almost kind of see, oh, I'd work these together, I'd work these together, I'd work these together. I think that makes like a huge amount of sense. I think that's done really, really well. I love to see a brand that has been established for quite some time. What's going on? Last part of the year won't be in pre-order and I'm hoping that will lead the way. Oh, Darcy, you're a different sort of a brand. This is what I'm saying. Like, Unearthly is like a big indie brand. They have the resources to not do pre-orders. You are a one-woman show. That's not the same thing. You are not comparing like with like, so chill out. Don't be hard on yourself. There's nothing constructive that will come from that. I think this is quite pretty. I definitely appreciate aspects of this. I think the price is great. I think the fact that they have clearly tried to innovate and kind of rejig themselves. I think that's amazing for a brand that has been around for the amount of time that they have, that they are still trying to make themselves unique and interesting. Again, I see, oh, where did you go? Come on now. Oh, I have it linked in, or at least I had it linked in, and now it's not linking with the telly. Oh, okay, so if I do it that way. Bear with me, guys. No, go away, not you. But don't be hard on yourself, Darcy. That's not what... There we go. There we go, you silly goose. Yeah, we've seen the swatches now as well on like a lighter skin tone. I love that shade up there at the very top is probably like my actual skin tone. So kind of here for it. I love how deep the blues go. I think they're very, very pretty. I like the way they've swatched them. There's some really nice grungy shades. Honest God, I'd just get this quad here. I think that's quite pretty. I think it's very, very nice. Darcy owns Saints, Angels, Sinners. You might have seen I did a swatching Sundays recently, and I also did a video of Steph's Pier, which Darcy very kindly gifted to me in PR. It's a beautiful palette. Beautiful. I will also say, somebody asked me recently if there were any dupes from the palette to the Adept Cosmetics Plain Jane Remastered, and there were about 4 shades from the Plain Jane Remastered that were similar to Saints, Angels, Sinners. But Saints, Angels, Sinners works out as cheaper. So if you've had your eye on the Plain Jane, just keep in mind that there's a couple of dupes in there with the Saints, Angels, Sinners Steph's Pier palette. I did that just a subscriber was asking me, and yeah, it was really interesting to actually see. Even the formula is quite similar as well. So again, another little referral point. Just it's good to know. Like I said, they have kind of sectioned it off so it is sort of like little quads. I wonder if they're going to break it off so that you could actually buy them in quads, you know, for people later on. And could they potentially, you know, have like replacement eyeshadow pans? I think that would be really, really smart. I think this was done well. I'm not going to get it because I'm trying to be a little bit more smart. If any of you guys have seen my hauls, you've seen that I go hard. They're ridiculous. I buy too much. And I need to just chill out. And I have bought stuff in the Black Friday. I bought like hair extensions because this is all of my hair. Look at that. That's so sad and pathetic. Oh, it's my Irish genes. But yeah, I mean, I think it's fine. It's pretty good. I wouldn't buy that palette, but if that first 4 was sold as a quad, the green grey one, yes, I agree. Buttons, honest God, that's why I do those hauls. It's to make everyone else feel like they're normal. It's just me with all these boxes being like, la 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 la, and poor Sahil is like, it's like, but think of the things that we could actually have if Teresa wasn't an idiot. Oh well. Anyway, so when I put it to you guys, 22% of you loved it. 18% of you said that you needed to see swatches at the time because we didn't have that. I've yet to play with any Saints, Angels, Sinners. Oh, Danielle, next time you're over, I have quite a few, so I'll let you play with them. I think you'll really enjoy them. Oh yeah, I'll do a Black Friday haul, no problem. Yeah. Like I said, I've got like some hair extensions, so I don't know if anyone gives a shit about that. I don't know how to do hair extensions. I think I've been overly ambitious with this, but there you go. This. Okay, sorry, the total change of tone. Very excited. One of my favourite things from about 2 years ago was the She Glam Chromazone eyeliners. And when I tell you, they are fantastic. I have the 3 of them. They're clip-ins, so we'll see. It will be an experiment. I got them on Beauty Bay. Who knows? It could be absolutely terrible, and my cats will end up sleeping on them. But whatever. But 2 years ago, She Glam came out with the Chromazone eyeliners, and when I tell you, they are fantastic. They do not budge. They're going to withstand crying spells. They are amazing. Properly multichrome. I think they're up there, if not better than, the Kaleidos ones. That's right. You heard me. So they've actually extended it, and I'm so glad that they did, because I kept talking about that. I'm being really annoyed that they came out with these amazing eyeliners and didn't do any more. But my friends, the day has come. They've got 3 extra new eyeliners, and they've added to the collection by having chrome flakes. So if you want to get the liners, they're $3.49 each. The chrome flakes are $6.99 each, or you can get the whole bundle together that has the 3 chrome flakes, the 3 liners, and some little Julie Gemmy things for $29.99. I got the whole lot together because I'm an idiot. But I mean, look at it. These are the swatches from the chrome flakes. They're absolutely stunning. These are the swatches from the eyeliners. The top 3 here are the new ones. Don't worry, I'll show you that now in a second. But all in all, I mean, I think for $29.99, that's pretty darn good. Like, multi-chromes are very hard to get and have them be affordable. So I'm quite excited. It's all right, Kesley. We'll feeling like we hardly bought anything once we see Teresa's hair. Yeah, Teresa's gonna have hair. It's very exciting. I bought the chrome bundle. Can you tell? As soon as I saw it, I was like, boom, getting it. I love it. I love it. I think they're, and do you know what I loved as well? They showed when they were swatching the eyeliners, they showed the existing ones. So to let you know kind of like where it is in line with it, and you can see they're not duping themselves, which I appreciate. So here are the chrome flakes. Are they necessarily new, interesting shades? Nah. No, if you've got chrome flakes, they're already there. They're already there. You've got them, $6.99. However, if you haven't gotten a chrome flake, I think that's pretty darn good, $6.99. And here's what really got me, was seeing them on the eye. There's something about this that's giving me Danessa Merrick's. So would it be very bad if I take my Danessa Merrick's and kind of do one on one eye and the chroma flakes on the other and see how they hold up? Because I'd like to know. I'm very interested. I think this looks absolutely stunning. I was so excited about this, didn't even have to think about it, went straight onto She Glam, bought it. As I said, they have the liners. So these are the ones that already exist, Vertigo, Zenith and Subliminal, by the way. If you don't have them, get them. They are fantastic. But these are the 3 new ones. So there's On a Trip, Pixels and Whirlwind. So you can see that they're definitely not duping anything that they've done before, but they're going far more into the greeny, bluey, silvery land. So I'm very excited about that. Yeah, that's totally fair, Wilma. They do look a bit Danessa-esque, don't they? Oh, of course I'm going to compare. I'm going to do that. That's a dedicated video. That's going to be very easy for me to do. I think this looks stunning. And look at them on the eye. Look at them with your eyeballs. Look at them. Look at them. And look, based upon my experience with their multi-chrome eyeliners, that seems very accurate to me. They're crazy pigmented. Takes ages to get them to budge. If you have a waterline that is likely to like run or your eyeliner doesn't stick, this is one of the ones that I find tends to stick pretty darn well. Love it. $29.99 for the full bundle. Like I said, if you're not interested in the chrome flakes, you're just interested in the eyeliners, you can get them separately, $3.49 each, or the chrome flakes are $6.99. So in my mind, honest to God, Daniela, I was like, you've been sleeping on them. Sleeping on them. And can I just say, right, Daniela, listen to me. This is just for you. Remember how you were wanting to get those Kaleidos liners? I feel like it was kismet that you didn't get them, because now She Glam has 6 of them. So just get these instead. Get these instead. Save yourselves a penny. And in my mind, I much prefer these to the Kaleidos ones. Darcy, who do I have to kill for you? And they better be sending you a replacement. Oh, Sue, I'm sorry to hear that your experience with Glaminatrix hasn't been great. That sucks. I've enjoyed them, but like, I can only speak to my own experience. Oh, damn. Yeah, Tina, it is one of the few brands that's in Australia. So like, I like that there's an Australian indie brand there for you guys. Wear them all at once. Damn right. So this is what you guys actually thought. When I showed you the chromosome liners, 37% loved it. 13% said that you loved that they extended the range. When I showed you the chromosome flakes, 25% loved it. 18% said that you loved that they extended the range. When I showed the full collection, 38% loved it and 42% said that they don't purchase from She Glam. Because obviously, if you don't know, there tends to be a whole issue around that. I'm not going to get into that because life is already difficult enough as it is. This is Clarity Cosmetics, and as part of their Black Friday sale, they also launched these two palettes that are not part of the sale. So there is the Komodo, which is over here on the left, and there's the Anaconda over on the right. So the Komodo is $49, the Anaconda is $65. They had a deal where you could bundle the two for $104, which saved you 10. But what annoyed me is the bundle went really, really quickly. I didn't manage to get the bundle. And then I was like, I don't want to buy them separately because they had the two separately available, but I have to spend an extra $10. And I was like, I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that. Just out of like, there was an option. I could have gotten it for $10 cheaper. And I'm like, just fucking, you clearly had the resources there to bundle them. Please bundle them for me, please. I think they should have a code to like usurp that or something. It's very, very weird. I really love Clarity. I really, really enjoy them. I think out of the two palettes, I definitely prefer the Komodo. So this is what it all looks like. They've also shown us some swatches. Now, my main issue, particularly when I'm talking about the Anaconda, is it's all within the same range of colours, i.e. it's all very mid to deep tone, but there isn't a lot of light in there, which I personally feel like you need. I feel like the Komodo does it a little bit better because we have like a more like lilac-y shade in there. There's a pop of green, and then there's some dark shades in there. So that does it a little bit better. All that being said, I really like Clarity. I do. I like their formula. I think they're fun. I will say the last palette that I got from them, and I am an affiliate. Like I do make a commission from them. But you guys know me, I'm terrible at lying and I really can't be bothered. I got the Lost at Sea palette, and I don't know if it was that I got maybe a bad batch, but the mattes were not great. They weren't what I was used to from Clarity, but the shimmers, multichromes, beautiful. But to be fair, I'm mostly buying for that sort of thing anyway, so I was like, okay, I didn't regret it in the end. So this is the Anaconda. As I said, it's all very like mid-toned. Like even this is one of the lighter shades. It's a Snake Out, which is this one here. That actually comes on quite deep onto the skin. Other than that, the For Goodness Snake, which by the way I love that she does a load of puns with her palettes, is actually probably one of the lighter shades as well. But in general, do you see what I mean? There's an awful lot of like shades around about the same level of like intensity or depth. So I think there was definitely a need for some more light in there. Yeah. Oh my god, the Croc palette is gorgeous, Darcy. It's gorgeous. Yeah, they had like 50% off the other night, and I was like, fuck. I mean, I have basically all of them at this point, so I was like, who's this for? It's not for me. The Apocalypse palette is lovely. It's lovely, but this is where I'm a very bad affiliate. If you haven't bought it by now, you probably don't want it. You probably don't need it. So, resolved and issued refunds. Oh, that's good. That's good. I like hearing that. Yeah, like I said, I am an affiliate. I have an affiliate link down below. There's an affiliate code, blah, 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 meh, 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 whatever. I don't believe that they're working with these ones at the moment. I don't know. Sometimes they have like codes that work. Sometimes they don't. It's very confusing. I don't understand it. I just smile and nod. Out of the two palettes, this is the least interesting. This is the one. The Komodo. Fucking love this. But the more that I looked at this, the more that this reminded me in ways of the Beauty Bay Dark Fantasy. Do you know what I mean? Like that navy in there, that green, that pop of like lilac. It looks quite a bit like the Dark Fantasy. So the more I was kind of looking at it, because I am trying to like be a little bit better, right? And I don't want to get you guys to buy things that you don't want. I was like, I can dupe the mattes for sure. And then when I looked at like some of the lovely shimmers, they are stunning, but I've got like my Gloss Gods, etc. I think I can dupe out some of these. So while I would love this to arrive to my house, I'd love it. I'd be delighted with myself. I'm trying to remind myself that I don't need it. I don't. fun fact, alongside the Jade palette, the Dark Fantasy is my fave. Honest to God, the Dark Fantasy is fantastic, and the fact that that was one of the ones that actually was gifted to me in PR, I was like, excuse me. So I have very fond memories of it, and I think that's maybe why I was gravitating towards this. But again, I know that I kind of have this in my collection, so I don't need it. If, however, you've never bought makeup before in your entire life and you're looking at this and you're kind of going, oh my God, it's from me, then fair enough. Fair enough. You'll enjoy it. They're a great formula. When I put it to you guys, I showed you the Komodo palette. Again, a lot of you guys were agreeing that was the one that was more interesting. 45% of you loved it. 19% said I could dupe it from my existing palettes. Thank you guys for kind of copying to that. We need to be a little bit better on that. And by we, I mean me. When I showed you the Anaconda, that wasn't as popular, but still pretty good. 41% of you loved it. And 11% said that you needed more light shades, which is basically where I'm coming from. Pastel Roses then launched this. This is their Heavenland palette, and it is available right now. I forgot to write down how much it was because I'm very, very bad. What I'll do now is just quickly Google it. That's right, because, oh my God, this is such an old palette, or not palette, old laptop, so it's like on its last legs. Pastel Roses. And somebody's probably in the chat already telling me how much it is, but tough lads, I'm already starting. Continue to the website. I don't like the way they've done their website, I'm going to be 100% honest. I don't love it. New arrivals. God, it's so clunky. Oh my God, and all the fucking pop-ups drives me nuts. £38. £38. Okay, so this is their Heavenland palette. It's available now. It's £38. I feel like this is one of the more cohesive ones that they've come out with, because my issue with Pastel Roses over the last couple of years with them coming out with eyeshadow palettes has been that there's always been like a shade or two that I'm like, why is that in there? And in general, I think that this is actually way better than anything we've seen from them before. Stop it. My laptop sometimes likes to pick up SIRI and tries to make out that I'm asking it things. And I'm like, I'm not! Go away. I think this is way more cohesive. I think this is actually really, really done well. I will say I get a bit frustrated with them that if I try to take pictures it has their watermark, but whatever. They've presented this really well. If you're looking at the shimmers, I mean, their shimmers are absolutely stunning. I think that's one of the things that they do the best. I think £38 is actually pretty reasonable for a £15 palette. Now, I will say people have had issues with them in the past because of like the pans and the mold, etc. But I think that they've kind of sorted that out since then. However, if that's still affecting your decision, I totally get it. Don't buy anything you're not 100% comfortable with. That's what I would say. But I think, I mean, even looking at the swatches, this is way more coherent than anything that they've done recently. And for me, I think this is some of the strongest that they've done in a while. Now, can I just say, when I looked at this, bear with me, looking at the swatches, it reminded me of the BH Cosmetics Paris palette, but also their Blueberry Muffin palette. Is anyone else getting that, or is that me? It's just, by the way, from this bit up. This bit down, I think, is like the more natural, everyday wearing type thing, but from this bit up, it kind of reminded me a little bit of BH Cosmetics. God, I miss BH Cosmetics. I know they still exist, but Revolution really screwed them up. And they were like, no, we're going to save them. They even said that in a comment back to me, and I was like, I do not trust you. Isn't it? It is a bit passion Paris. Okay, it's not just me. Yeah, look, it's just giving me BH Cosmetics vibes, and that's where my brain has gone. But I actually think this is a very solid palette from them. Again, they're very smart in showing us the shimmers here and how they're operating. I think it looks really good. £38. Not bad. I like, again, that it's a UK based indie brand. I mean, you know me, lads. I have such a soft spot when it comes to indie brands. I can't help it. I know that there's somebody at the helm that genuinely enjoys makeup. So I'm like, yeah, let's do this. When I put it to you guys, 33% of you loved it. 10% said that the brand is really getting more cohesive, which I agree with. I do. I think this is the most cohesive thing that they've come up with in a really, really long time. Oh my God. Oh my God. This is the Made by Mitchell Blush Balm. I don't even know what the fuck this is. Right, so blush. We've had our liquid blush, we've had our powder blush, we've had the blush in the curve case, and now we have a blush balm. Stop trying to make blush happen. And the fact that he's basically come out with existing shades again, but in this formula, and people are basically saying it's going on exactly the same way as like the curve case. So I'm like, did you just take the curve case formula and just pop it into this? What the fuck is going on? They're £10 each. So like they're not super expensive. Again, I'm disgusting. I have an affiliate link, blah 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 blah. But lads, if you have any Made by Mitchell stuff already with these shades, for the love of God, don't get them. You don't need it. I'm glad he finally put it in stick form personally. Been commenting. Yeah, that's fine. But why did he have the curve case? Why did he have the curve case? He could have just pretended that the curve case, he could have not done the curve case. I'm totally fine with the liquid blush, with the powder blush, and if he did like a cream like this, but the curve case was stupid. Also, just the name blush, I don't know why, but it makes me unreasonably angry. Like, we can't just like insert an R into everything. Blush and lip gloss combos, and oh fucking hell. Yeah, Teresa is mad. You hate liquid blush creams. Yeah, I agree. I like cream blushes, so I'm okay with that. But it's just like, I think it's just, if he hadn't done the curve case, if he hadn't done that and he'd come out with this, then I'd be like, that's fine. But I'm gonna say this right now, Mitchell. Not that you ever watch my stuff, but Mitchell, if you come out with one more blush product in a different formula with the same shades, I'm going to be so disappointed in you. I say disappointed because that's the thing that always like gets me. You know, when your mum kind of goes, I'm not angry, I'm just disappointed. That's how I feel. I'm not angry, I'm just disappointed. I will say he's been smart. He's used like the good shades that people are really excited about. I think this will do well. £10. It's grand. It's cream-based formula. I do like a cream-based formula, but I will say the way that my skin is, I've been taking really good care of it. Yes, I do have a lot of spots. That's because I've been doing retinol. So my skin is going to be like this for the next couple of months, and then it's going to be glorious. So I'm investing in it at the moment. But creams work well on me, powders work well on me, and liquids work well on me. So I am a hoe for anything. Like, I'm grand with it, but I know that people have preferences, but I'm just like, could you just call it something other than blush? Please. I get that you committed to that decision, but you have an opportunity to like not just don't just don't. I can't deal with any more blush. It's gonna drive me nuts. When I put it to you guys, 36% loved it and 37% said no more blush spin-offs. It just reminds me of, you know, like Friends was super popular and then they tried to do the Joey spin-off, which was terrible. That's what it reminds me of. Yeah, just like a terrible spin-off. Although, mind you, sometimes the spin-offs are great. I mean, Xena the Warrior Princess was a spin-off of Hercules, and Xena was so much better. Plus, the guy who plays Hercules is a fucking far-right lunatic, Kevin Sorbo. He's an idiot. I love how Lucy Lawless makes loads of like comments about him, like on the sly and her other shows, and I'm like, I love Lucy Lawless. Love her. She was one of my first crushes, so just keep that in mind. She can do no wrong in my mind. Then we have Trixie Cosmetics, and this is their Solid Pink Disco collection. Yeah, I mean, you can get the palette for $20. There's two different palettes. There's a 6-piece brush set that includes a makeup bag for $40. There's two cream highlighters. So one is Toot Toot and one is Beep Beep, which, honest God, for my vocal stems, love it. I'm here for it. $18 each. There's Foxy Lash for $12. There's a Lollipop Luxe Lip Gloss for $16. Or you can get the full thing together in a pure box for $8 to $6. And this is what it looks like. So obviously we've our Luxe Lip Gloss. She's really committed to the circular palettes, hasn't she? She really has. Oh, I love Zena. Love Zena. Myself and Daniela were talking about that the other day. Just love it. They have a brush set. They've can I just say this bag so cute, and then the cream highlighters there. So let's talk about this eyeshadow palette. So it's $20. It's the pink one. I feel like it needs a little bit more depth, like a really, really deep pink in here, because it's a little bit too along the same line. However, this shade, Boots and Cats, actually quite interesting. Actually quite interesting. I think it's quite pretty. Now, I don't like circular palettes. It reminds me very much of a couple of years ago, Too Faced did their Christmas sets, which, by the way, I know they're doing Christmas sets this year, but I love how nobody's talking about them. I don't want to talk about them. They're terrible. But they did like a little Christmas set, and it came with like squirrels or something. It's a pressed glitter. Okay, fair enough. It's a pressed glitter. I do think it's still pretty though. It's pretty. I like glitter. I like glitter. I don't care if it's going to screw up the environment. I'm joking. I do care that it screws up the environment, but also I wanna look like a shiny disco ball. I think it's very pretty. I like the reflex of it. But in general, I think it just needed like a really deep matte pink in there. Maybe an extra like pale pink. This is okay. It's okay. It's not the worst thing that Trixie Cosmetics has done. Trixie very much goes for like childish nostalgia, but not like in an elevated way. You know how like you have nostalgia and then you can do it in a very like elevated, interesting way. I feel like they're just not able to do that. Yeah, I'd be interested if this was like €10. I'd get it. I would. Not even lying. Absolutely would. Like, it looks cute. Like, even on the eye there, I think that looks really, really pretty. It's totally fine. I think, like, again, if they did like a little set or something of the eyeshadow palettes, you know, if you got the two of them for $20, that'd be a lovely little gift set for Christmas, or Hanukkah, or Kwanzaa, or, you know, Saturnalia, whatever it is that you celebrate, or nothing at all. Yes, my tea is very cold, but I'll still drink it. Yeah, I think they're fine. I quite like that glitter. Then this other one, this is the, I think it's like After Disco or whatever. Again, they have another glitter one in there called Glitter Thieves. And I actually think this is quite nice. I do. I think this is done pretty well. I kind of wish that they had a matte to go with Rendezvous. Like, everything else is just a little bit flat. It's like the palette is like 70% there. If they added in one or two extra, three extra shades, I feel it would have been there. If they'd made it into a 9-pan palette and had in like a matte version of this, if they had like another like multi-color or something in there, I think it would have been so good. The Get Down shade is actually more of a grungy sand colour from the vids I've seen, and you don't see that many neutral tones. Yes! I'm really interested in this shade too. I think it looks really quite interesting. And again, it looks pretty on. Like, I like that eye look. I think that's quite interesting. Like, they've pictured it well, to be fair. Now, I've never actually bought anything from Trixie Cosmetics because nothing has kind of like stood out to me, you know? But there you go. Also, lads, can I just very quickly ask, how are we finding live releases and rants? Because it is very much an experiment. And if you do like it, please like the video. Oh, I hate myself for doing that, but there you go. It's a gross little bit of please love me. And also I can see Cece in my eyeline, just grooming herself. There you go. I should do it more, maybe once a month or something. It could be a fun way of doing things. It is, I will say though, my releases and rants tend to be my most viewed videos. So, okay, I'll do maybe once a month. A live or okay, so they have the brushes in the bag. The brushes, they're fine. I think there's bits here that I do actually quite like. I like this small little packing shape brush, and I like this one. I think it's quite pretty. Like, there's a little bit of an angle here. However, all that being said, do I think that these are unique brush handles, or not brush handles? I like the brush handles. I actually like the lilac in that. I think that's cute. But do I think the brush shapes are that interesting? No, not necessarily. I love the bag. I love the bag. I think that's so cute. Do I need a bag? No, I don't. I absolutely don't. But I think that's really cute. I think it's really, really cute. Thank you, Sue. Do try it out for the Sans. I do appreciate it. Then these are the cream highlighter sticks. So there's Toot Toot, which is this one, and we have Beep Beep, which is this one, and they look fine. Now, what I think that they have done very, very well. Yes! Daniela, that's what it is. It reminds me of Polly Pocket. Oh my God, I want Polly Pockets. And I want like proper like OG Polly Pockets, you know, where they were like the little dinky things. Oh my God. When I'm back in May, I'm going to go through the attic and see if I can find my old Polly Pockets and old Sylvanian families, and then I'm going to bring them back here. I can't be brought to a toy store because I want to get Sylvanian families, and Sayla's like, the fuck is wrong with you? And I'm like, hee, I'm a child. Now, what I really appreciate is Trixie has actually shown what it looks like on the... Look at how glorious she looks. That's beautiful. That is very, very nice. I do appreciate that they've at least shown it here. Now, I do wish, because I'm always going to be miffy, I wish they'd given us a video of this from several angles, because yes, here it looks like we have no cast, but what if she kind of slightly changes the angle? Kelsey, you're too fucking kind. Thank you. I really appreciate that. Thank you. Mwah. But I wish they kind of angled it or given us a video of seeing what this looked like across different angles. I appreciate that they do have pictures across lots of different skin tones. So well done, Trixie. You have done very well. And this is the more pink one. I think that's quite interesting. But I'm wondering if they layered that on top of the other one. This is quite cool though. I like this. This is very editorial looking. So it's quite... I'm like, Trixie, you are capable of these things. Like, you can do all of these really, really interesting things. Why not do that? It's the shiz. Also, as an FYI, lads, maybe, like, sorry, my brain is all over the place. This is what happens when I do a live and nothing is coordinated in my brain. I could see, like, I'll do a live, maybe a live or like once a month, and I might see if somebody's interested in popping on every so often, because I could have it enabled to to have somebody pop on every so often. Like if somebody wanted to quickly join the live and be like, I have a thought about this, and then we can make it extra interactive. Maybe I'm just being really stupid. I don't know. So don't joke about that. They have just announced Garfield and I'm here for it. Yes, I saw that. I love lads. You know my love of cats, so that's happening, whether we like it or not. I have one stray cat on the window there. I have another stray cat on the window here. I have Cece in front of me. There's cats everywhere. Yes, I think that would be fun to just have people like hop on every so often if they've like a really big hot take on it. Because my big thing about my corner of the internet and YouTube has always been about community. I have been growing my channel. I don't know if anyone's noticed. I've been putting like crazy amounts of it. Darcy, god damn you, thank you very much. I've been putting like huge amounts of effort into my YouTube over the last while, and actually over the last 2-3 months I've gotten an extra 200 plus subscribers, so I've been working really, really hard. But my main thing is to actually, I want to have a community of just people that we can hang out and talk shit and nonsense and make up and be here for each other. So I like the idea of a live, so I'll do that maybe once a month, and we'll see about having the interactive thing of somebody can just hop on for like 5 minutes and be like, let me tell you what I think about XYZ, because I just think it'll be way more fun that way. So yeah, anyways, back to Trixie. She's got her lip gloss. I mean, it's quite pretty, it's fine. I don't know if I would necessarily pay $16 for it. Also, can I just say, by the way, Glamlight going from their last collab of Freddy Krueger to Garfield. That connection is weird, but I'm kind of here for it. I'm kind of here for it, you know? I will be getting that. I don't care what it is. It has a cat on it. That's how you get me. And then there's the Foxy lashes. They look really pretty. I mean, I wouldn't be able to manage them because, you know, we'd have the Titanic moment, but they look nice. They do look nice. Buttons, you're here anytime that there's a Made by Mitchell blush. Because Buttons was one of the ones who tagged me in the blush thing, and we had a good chat about it. Anyways, when I put the Trixie Cosmetics thing to you guys, The darker palette did really well, actually. 28% loved it, 4% said that you liked the glitter. The brush and bag set 13% if you loved it. 9% said that you wish that they were sold separately. I'd honestly just get the bag, I think it's cute. Then the pink palette did okay, not that great. 17% loved it, and 4% said that you liked the glitter. When I showed you the two highlighters, the white one did way better. 41% loved it, 30% liked the pink one, 17% loved the lip gloss, and then finally when I showed you the lashes, it was a 15% love it. So it wasn't that, what's the perfect palette? Anyone that's mine and has green in it. I don't know. Actually, yeah, I think it depends on the person. I like a mix of formulas. Do you know what I think did not get enough credit, and I still get annoyed that I never got it, was the Tatty palette. The colours themselves weren't interesting to me. But I liked the way she laid it out, the fact that she had different formulas in each. Now, Darcy, you did that recently actually with the Steph's Peer palette, which I really liked. Really, really liked that. The fact that you had the different formulas. Oh yeah, the Follow Your Dreams was fabulous, to be fair, yeah. Yeah, exactly, Daniel. That's the thing. It's going to be very, very subjective. Some people will want a neutral palette. Some people will want a rainbow. Some people will want a green. You're never going to be able to do a perfect palette. Don't go down the James Charles thing of like, this is the only palette you need. Fuck off. None of us believe that. It's all subjective. Now we have Lethal Cosmetics. This is their Midnight Serenade collection. It's available right now. The palette itself is €49. Apparently the euro prices include tax. So there you go. And they also have some mascaras. They're €14.50 each. They're two big mascaras, so just keep that in mind. And then they have their magnet wand, which is a €7. So this is the eyeshadow palette. And there's something about this that I feel like I've just seen it a million times before. The packaging reminds me very much of the Melt Mariposa, or is that just me? Because I saw this and I just thought Melt Mariposa, like even the fact that has the little skull. This is very Melt-esque, isn't it? Or have I lost my mind? I feel like it is. Now, remember how we were saying earlier that Unearthly Cosmetics had like a very dated-ish colour story? This is a slightly better version of that. But Lethal Cosmetics already kind of have done palettes like this already. Of course, James Charles is a joke. Actually, it's kind to call him a joke. I believe the correct term is a fucking felon. Wilma, you're far too nice. Thank you very much. I really appreciate it. Get yourself a new blush. I'm not getting a blush. You're not getting a blush bomb. Can you imagine a haul? I got blush bombs that I'm really not happy about. Yes, the Melt one definitely has more green earthy colours. 100%. I love green earthy colours. Now, I feel like Lethal has kind of done this sort of a colour story before. If you look at their Wildflower, or was it Night Flower? Something flower. I feel like they've done this now. I will also say, if you look at some of these shades, I feel like there's a little bit of a parallel there with the Unearthly. Drag him again. That's exactly what the boy wants. Jesus Christ. Like, I may not have any upper body strength because these are like T-Rex arms. They're just here for like sheer, like, decoration. They're not very functional, but I will drag that boy. No, like, he's just a felon. He's disgusting. The fact that he hasn't been convicted and he's allowed to have a platform and that people continue to support him. No. I will continue to talk about his stuff so that people know what he's done, because he keeps trying to pretend that he hasn't done that. No. Don't like him. Yeah, they're here to hold a cup of tea. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. In terms of this palette, I actually think it's quite nice. I do. I think it's really, really pretty. Yeah, James Charles is proof that money wins over justice. If there's anything I've learned over the last couple of years, doing the right thing isn't always something that gets rewarded. And it sucks and it's hard, but I would prefer to live with integrity than be popular and have money and whatever. I will live to my values, I will live to my ethics, and at least when I go to bed at night, I know that I haven't gone around purposefully harming people. James Charles cannot say the same thing. The fact that his patterns of behaviour keeps occurring. Here's the thing, I understand that people will make mistakes, they'll do bad things, because that's human beings. They can never, there's never a person that's been amazing and has never done anything wrong, but it's, have you taken the opportunity to grow? If you haven't, then fuck off, right? You just don't. If you keep making the same mistake again, don't. Just don't. You have to understand that you may be the common denominator there. In terms of this palette, I think it's fine. There's something about the circular pattern here. Reminds me a little bit of like Urban Decay when they did that circular palette, which was it the Marvels? It wasn't the Marvels. It was that Gods thing that Angelina Jolie was in. They did a palette around that. They had a very similar thing. Yeah, difference between mistakes and being a predator. Yeah. James Charles will try and make you think that it's a mistake and not a crime. Just saying. I do think this is interesting. These are their mascaras. So they're tubing mascaras, but they have it in lots of different colours. So there's reds, there's blues, there's like purples, there's greens, there's whites, there's blacks and browns. I think this is quite interesting. And it's €14.50, so it's not like crazy insane. A little bit like the Vice, yes. A little bit like the Vice. I don't know why it reminds me of that, but that's the way that my silly little brain is going. By the way, you're getting 10 mils for the mascara for €14.50, which I don't think is bad, because I remember talking about Pat McGrath and her having actually genuinely interesting coloured mascaras, but they were crazy expensive. So I actually think this isn't a bad one at all. Now, the only thing I'll say is like it's a tubing mascara, so, you know, be aware of that. They can be a little bit more flaky, so have a little think about that. My issue is I've really long lower lashes and then my upper lashes are stupid and straight. They don't curl. They just kind of hang there. They're stupid. They're not even there for decoration. They're very, very silly. I like colourful mascara too. What I generally do is I'll take like a liner and just put it onto a spoolie and just do like a pop like that. I think that's quite fun. But I think this is great. I think it's really, really interesting. But then they also have this magnet tool, and I was kind of half wondering if it was like, you know, to help with like lashes, but I was like, that makes no sense. And then who was it? Was it Erica then said like, oh, she thinks it might be to help you take palettes in and out, or like pans in and out. And I was like, that actually makes sense. I'm so dumb. I was like, is it to do with your lashes? No, Teresa, you absolute silly goose. Yeah, I think it is something to do with single magnetic shadows. I think so, Rata. I was just an idiot going straight for it. I wonder, is it for your lashes? Like, you're an idiot. You ordered a mascara brush. Ooh. Yes, that's what I do, Kelsey. I like using the liners as that. Okay, so when I put the palette to you guys, 45% of you loved it. 20% said that you could dupe it with previous palettes. The magnet one, 43% loved it. So I think there's quite a few people saying the utility of that. And then when I showed you the tubing mascara, 52% loved it. I never see that sort of a result for mascara. That's really quite popular, to be fair. Right. I'm going to be both excited but also miffed here. This is Gloss Gods and this is their first gal collection. It's all available right now. They're €40.95 each. I am an affiliate, blah, 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 code, etc. down below. Now, if anyone watched during the week, I did the unboxing of my advent calendars and the Great Glacial said it was going to have new products in it. And it did. It had new multi-chromes. However, in my brain, in my little pea brain, I thought I was going to get like a palette, like a new palette. When they were coming out with this, why the hell did they not put one of these palettes in? If they put one of these palettes into the more expensive advent calendar, I would have STF you. I would have shut the fuck up, right? I would have been like, yeah, this is amazing, this is great, bah, 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 bah. Right? I have more information on the other slides. I really like the neutral one too. I like all of them though, like that's a little bit of a problem. So they've the Moon Effect, which is the bluey toned one. They've the Jupiter Remixed, which is the more cool toned neutral. They've the Mars Effect. Now, I know, was it Buttons? Buttons was asking me about the Gal on Mars. It seems that this is a revamp of the gal on Mars. So I'm wondering, I don't know if they're going to bring back gal on Mars, but I'd like to, for science, get this and maybe just see what the linkage is there. And then they have the Venus remixed. So we have our moon effect here. I love that they just went pure balls to the wall and went, right, we're doing multichromes, we're doing shimmers, we're doing metallics. Wilma, I don't disagree with you there. I don't disagree with you. I think they could have handled things a lot better, and I think they should have come out with it publicly and said, you know, we see that people are unhappy, etc. It shouldn't have been me having to reach out, etc. on this. Just saying. But I'm, again, hoping they'll learn from it and, you know, be better about it. This is the more neutral palette. I love this. Do you know what this is giving me? You know when Melt did their Mary Jane palette? It reminds me a little bit of this in that it has the cool toned neutrals. But I would much prefer the formula, obviously, of Gloss Gods to Melt. I find that Melt is overpriced. You bought the moon and the Mars. Good girl, Nora. Will you let me know what you think? I do wonder, Wilma, but in my mind, I'm like, I'm like a regular show. Like, I don't really have much of a platform, so why would anyone care about my opinion? But I do wonder if, like, maybe they're aware that I'm more likely to, like, go on a whinging spree. That they're like, quickly cut it off in the pass. So I definitely, it has made me kind of go, I do appreciate that they did say that they'd do something. They did say that they'd send me something from this. So the reason why I haven't bought anything yet is simply I want to see what they've sent me and then I'll get the rest. Because I'm stupid. Yeah, I mean, it'll be a swatching Sunday. So this is the Mars remixed. Beautiful, warm tones. I will say, even though they take like videos and pictures, etc., you have to kind of see it for yourself to see what they look like. And then there's the Venus remixed. This is way more interesting than their original Venus palette. I think this has much more kind of like pops. People listen to me? Do they? I don't know if they do necessarily listen to me. Oh, Tina's off. Mwah. Love you, Tina. Thank you so much for joining. You're an absolute wonder. Yeah, I think these are done really well. They look stunning. For whatever reason, the neutral palette is really speaking to my little brain. But in general, I think, can I just say, for whatever reason, and you're going to think I'm utterly insane, which honestly fair, when I saw these, I just started thinking of Hogwarts and Hogwarts houses. Am I insane? Have I lost my mind? There's something about this that makes me think of Hogwarts. I think this is maybe making me think of, like, 10 points for Gryffindor. Obviously, it has nothing to do with J.K. Rowling, but, like, yeah, it's very strange. But I think the swatches look nice. The palettes look good. Yeah, I think this one in particular really has me interested. I'm getting a little bit more interested in neutrals because it's a little bit different. You listen to me. That's a terrible idea. Oh yeah, the Vivian palette. Oh yeah, Jesus Christ. Well, let us never forget that. I like the purple one too. No, Slytherin. Yeah, that's right. There isn't a Slytherin. That's a mixed one. Or that's a missed opportunity there. I think this is quite nice. Now, I don't normally like warm shades, but fuck it. I mean, I like their formula, so I think I'd enjoy this. Do you know he's a little kid from where I live? Who's a little kid from where you live? Minutes for me. Yeah, I like the neutral multichromes as well. I think this is a really great space for people to try new things and try out multichromes where they'd have been frightened to try them before. This one is the way more daring one, let's be 100% real, and I love this. I think it's cool. You can't use it by itself. It's going to be one of those ones that you pop in with other things, but they did that not that long ago with the Colour of Rain palette, where that was predominantly, there was one matte and it was a black, and everything else was multichromes. So I think they're kind of like going along with that. When I showed it to you guys, the Gal on Mars got a 36% love it, 20% wanted comparison with the Gal on Mars, 51% loved the Moon Effect palette. 18% said it depended on the price. Now we know it's €40.95. When I showed you the Jupiter Remix, 56% loved it. That was fucking nuts. And 10% said that they wish that they put this into the advent calendar. Agreed. And then finally, this one was the least kind of well received, but still quite good. 36% loved it. 16% said it depended on the price. And the very last thing that we're talking about, ladies and gents and everything and everyone else, all the humans, this is the Melt Cosmetics release or collaboration with Bailey Sarian. Now, I know that I've been saying like, oh God, collabs with influencers. Now, here's the thing. To the best of my knowledge, Bailey Sarian has not done that many collabs. So I think this is actually quite smart on a number of different levels for everyone involved. So it looks like we have an eyeshadow palette. We have some liquid lipsticks, we have some bullets, we have some matte liners, we have some glitter eyeliners, and there's also a fabulous looking sort of a bag as well, and it's all part of the Fatally Yours collection. I think this is very, very smart. I'm pretty sure she only did one. Yeah, I think it's very, very smart. Melt shouldn't have done the Nightmare Before Christmas collection. I don't think that was great. Bailey is quite big. She's over 7 million subscribers over on YouTube. She does Murder Makeup Mystery Monday. She's quite a big YouTuber. But this makes sense. Her kind of like aesthetics align with them really, really well.
I didn't catch that. Could you try again?
Oh my God, my stupid laptop has decided that it was like trying to pick up on my voice. Jesus Christ. Sorry. That was really scary. I think the palette itself is really nice. However, I'm looking at the palette itself and I know I could dupe a lot of those shades out of their existing collections that I have. I also think that their formula isn't the best, but there you go. The lipsticks, those are the things that I'm interested in. I mean, look at that lipstick on her. Look at it. Look at it. I think it's absolutely stunning. I think this was the smartest collab. I do think, though, that Melt have done too much recently. They should have gotten rid of the Nightmare Before Christmas collection. That shouldn't have happened. They should have focused on this. This is what they really, really need to bring themselves back as a brand, because I feel like they really kind of like haven't been doing that well recently, in my opinion. But I mean, feel free to disagree. I think this is done very well. They haven't done too many things. I mean, we've seen it before where they come out with bells and whistles. Can I just say though, I swear to God, if they come out with a part 2, like they did with the Nightmare Before Christmas, I am going to cry. I was going to say fling myself out of the window, but I'm on the ground floor, so that would be a bit pointless, you know? I think this makes a huge amount of sense. Their whole aesthetics really align. I'm looking forward to seeing some swatches of things and, of course, understanding what the prices are. But when I showed it to you guys, 47% of you loved it. 27% said that it was a great direction for Melt as a brand, which I totally agree. I feel like this will put them way more onto the spot in general. Yeah, the Nightmare Before Christmas thing just wasn't interesting to me. But my gorgeous friends, that's it. That was our first ever live releases and rants. And considering you guys actually seemed to be okay with it, we'll do another one in a month. But I do have my favourite comment, and this is from my gorgeous gal, Janet. I'm very sorry. The thing doesn't mirror. I do what I can. But Janet said, hate to be the bearer of bad news, but you both need to get that Wicked Widow rainbow palette. You're very naughty. Very, very naughty, Janet. I actually didn't get it. Like I said, I'm trying to be a little bit better and not buy shit that I definitely don't need. So don't tell me to buy things. Because I will end up doing it because I'm so suggestible. Swear to God, advertising works so well on me. It's terrifying. But my gorgeous friends, thank you so much. A thank you as well to my gorgeous friend Daniela, who was the moderator on this. I hugely appreciate it because I was a bit nervous about going live on this, and I was thinking last night, I was like, how can I do this so that people can still see things? And I was like, I can use my telly, I can cast the thing onto the telly. I hope that worked, or that made things a little bit easier. But yes, thank you so much, guys. I so appreciate it. We'll do another one coming up to Christmas. Maybe just the weekend before Christmas we'll do that, yes? Mwah! Thank you so much for joining. I so appreciate it, and I appreciate you. And you know the general drill. Like, comment and subscribe. Turn on the notification button and share, because sharing is caring, except of course for STDs. Oh, Dan, thank you so much, Dan, for Carrie. You helped to choose. Oh, thank you so much, my love. Who doesn't love mugs? Who doesn't love mugs? Anissa, don't worry. I will make sure that I am uploading it so you can watch it back later, and it should have the live chat as well. Pink Tanya, hello, my love. Mwah! Thank you so much, guys, for joining me. I so appreciate it. Like I said, I'll do this again in a month. I quite enjoyed that. Where's my line of mugs? Actually, it's over there. I'll show you guys next month, and maybe I'll sit down, have a hot chocolate, and have a roaring fire on as well. But thank you so much. I'm gonna piss off now because I have to buy a big chunk of cat food for stray cats and my own cats. Love you guys so much, and the Tree Small Hern. Yeah, I'll make that'll be my merch mugs. I do plan on doing merch at some point. Anyways, that's not the point. I will leave you guys to it. Thank you so much for joining me. I love you guys so much, and thank you so much for joining. Mwah. Bye bye, my friends.